Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando. Thank you for joining us today. And it's a very, very good day that we are having. I'm in the city of Atlanta. Ms. Margaret Wong is in Cleveland today. She's usually traveling every single week to many cities. But since this pandemic came, we have to change some of the procedures in the law firm, and she has to stay a little while in Cleveland. But that doesn't mean that she cannot take care of your case. She can take care of your situation from Cleveland because all of the offices are working in the United States. 9 cities have offices. Is Atlanta, Chicago, Columbus, Cleveland, Minneapolis, Memphis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. So we already have Miss Wong with us. Good morning or good afternoon, Miss Wong. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, and thank you.
Thank you, Miss Wong. And are you getting used to being in Cleveland?
Yes, very used to it now. It used to be I travel 3 to 5 days a week. Now I'm working alone in the office, which is very nice. We started seeing clients last week, but only more the urgent ones that because we don't want to spread this virus to our people or to our clients. So it's very nice here. I'm reviewing cases, checking what we are doing. That's very nice. Yes.
And how are people liking the video consultation or telephonic consultation?
It's very nice because some people have iPhones, so we can do a FaceTime. Some people prefer Zoom. Some people, it's up to them. Some people prefer phones because we have so many cases that we need translators. So I always hook them up with our translator, or the translator hook it up with us. So it's sort of fun. And also the families, like a lot of Chinese, Indian, Latino families, the whole family is involved in that one conversation, which is very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And thank you so much, Miss Wong, for the effort you do every single day to keep people informed, to try to help people. We know that you take care of over 3 or 4 thousand cases per year, so
Oh,
that's
more.
huge.
Yeah, more. Yeah,
Even more than 3,000.
yeah,
Wow,
more. Yeah.
that's unbelievable. And well, let's start talking about the visa lottery, Miss Wong, because this last few days we had some changes regarding to that. Can you explain a little bit of what the visa lottery is and what the changes are, or what just happened with that?
Yes, visa lottery is a situation where historically, because America in the 60s and 70s are very much European immigration, which is very majority all white people. So through the years, the Color Quota Act in 65, the Civil Rights Act in 64 really opened up on people of color coming to America. You have the South Asians, you have the whole Asia. So that opened up. By the 80s, that we started, actually 90s and year 2000, we started lottery, which is 55,000 numbers. People who apply or accepted in order to come to America has to have a high school degree and working experience qualifying them to come to America. Once they come to America, unlike the refugees and asylees, they could get on medical benefits, public charge, Section 8 housing. The 55,000 lottery winners, they could not get on public charge. They have to find their own jobs. They have to have relatives that can help them, but they cannot use our government help. And most people who came are very educated because to get on that program, you have to send out one letter. In the olden days, we spent like each client spent out like 1,000 letters to hopefully get the one lottery. So there are like hundreds and thousands and millions of letters that goes in. Now it's only one. So it's just like the H-1B where you have 65,000 or another 20,000. Lottery is 55,000. So historically, you have to be in status to do lottery. 245I does not help lotterians. So a lot of these people who won lottery, they go back home and wait for the chance to come back because they have to be in status. If they stay here, they're afraid they fell out of status. So now what Trump did, which is really unfair, is not because I'm just a lawyer. It's just really, you couldn't change the law. So now Trump really came up with all lottery winners, all sister and brother green card people, all adult children or family members. We will not issue this green card until end of December. But lotteries run from October 1st to September 30th. So if you don't land in America before September 30th, which is coming up in 3 weeks, you lose that lottery. Lottery is only 1 year. So if I lose it, I won't be able to come. And also because you already applied for it, you have immigrant intent, America won't even give you a tourist visa or student visa to ever come to America. So just last week, there's a federal court judge who say people who have been awarded lotteries who are patiently waiting out there legally to come back, they could come to America in before September 30th. But who knows? It's only 3 weeks. And actually,
Yeah.
we have some cases that we already started emailing the American embassy, calling the clients, go to the American embassy, see if they'll stamp, because they were already all interviewed. So we'll see. Yeah, but it's pretty big news because you can't do that. Things are really changing just for the past few months.
Yes. So, Ms. Wong, we start with the questions that have been written through inbox, and then we're gonna go to the questions that come live. So, if you have any other questions, please write them down while we are live, and we will answer them, or Ms. Wong will answer them. She has over 40 years of experience, and she will know what to tell you. So, this question is actually a very sad situation, but this person is saying, Ms. Wong, I have a case that is an I-130 pending. It was filed in 2018 by my father. He applied for me, and I I am just waiting. But my dad passed away out of COVID-19 due to COVID-19 on August 23rd. Um, so what will happen with my case?
If the principal alien is in America on the day of death and does not leave the country until quota opens, you could still get the green card, number one. Number two is if you are not in the country and your father died in America, you need to do a humanitarian reinstatement. I'm pretty sure because he died of COVID-19, the humanitarian reinstatement should apply, but you need someone who is a relative to be willing to sign as a co-sponsor, as a sponsor. Now under Trump it's getting harder. Anything that goes through US immigration, even though your father died, is becoming harder. So the question is, are you in America? If so, you don't need humanitarian. If not, you need it, but you have to make sure that there is a relative in America, husband, wife, children, who have a green card, who's related to the father and to you to be a co-joint sponsor. Then you
Yeah,
can do
so
it.
he's writing the question, he's completing the question here. He says, I live in Georgia and my brother is US citizen.
Good job. Then you can do a I live in Georgia. That means he's here. You don't need to do.
Yeah.
So I presume the father only had a green card. He's over 21. So 4.5 years to 5 years, quota open. At that time, come and see me. Or just call you or call me. Just look at the I-130, quota open. I can help you. Don't pay a lawyer now. You're wasting time. But if you are not here, which I assume you are because you live in Georgia and your brother is a citizen, I presume you don't even need humanitarian. But if not, let us look at the case. Just for one consultation, you get it, you wait patiently, but don't leave the country.
That's perfect. Thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for that answer. And just reminding everyone that you can call for more information 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, or you can send us a WhatsApp message. The phone number is 678-650-1248. 678-650-1248 is the WhatsApp number that you can text, and we will respond you right away. So the next question is, I am an U.S. citizen, born. Uh, I I went to live in Mexico for 3 years, and I had a daughter there. she's with her mom in Mexico, and she was born in 2011. Can I apply for her from here, or I have to do it through Mexico? And what is the process? Is it very long?
Since you are born here, the kid should be a citizen. So try to apply for the passport. To apply for the passport with the American Embassy, they still have US services, but right now most embassies are closed. So try to apply. If they won't give her a passport, because it depends on do you have that 10 years, 5 of which has to be after the age of 14, it's just cumbersome. But if you're born here, the child should have been already an American citizen. If your name is on the birth certificate and if you already legitimized the child. But for the mother of the child, if you have not married her, you need to either marry her to bring her here, or the child has to be over 21. And if the child is an American citizen over 21, then the child can sponsor the mother. Or if the child cannot become a citizen for whatever reason, because she was born 9 years ago, you can apply here for the I-130. It could not be there. It has to be here. Passport, you can apply there. But if you want to get the child a green card because you could not get him a passport, you apply here. So the steps are: first, file the I-130. Second, pay the IB fee. Third, get the interview, and the child would come. Because the child is only a child, you don't even need fingerprints because it's only 9 years old. So the case should take about 1.5 years. But passport, 3 weeks.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So he just needs to wait until the consulate in Mexico is open.
Yeah. Oh, I won't even wait, because if it's a U.S. citizen, he's a U.S. citizen. The child, I presume, is a U.S. citizen. I would just go to the U.S. citizen line if he's still there, or if he's here, I would just call the U.S. citizen and say, "Can the wife bring the?" But they prefer both because they're worried about kidnapping by the wife.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's very good information. So the phone number of Miss Wong is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We keep receiving questions, and some people just want to keep their names anonymous. Um, so this next question is, I am from Venezuela, and I am in the United States. I am out of status, but my year will be completed in December of this year. I'm really afraid of going back, but I don't know how to start my asylum. What could be a good case?
Since you came to America on December 2019, your year comes out on December 2020. Definitely file asylum as soon as possible. If you feel you have a good case, you need to file within the year. Filing asylum within a year is very important. Actually, this law started on January 4th of 1994. In those days, normally we get around 1 year, the judge would ask, "How come you didn't file a year?" "Oh, I didn't know the answer." Or if they ask, "Oh, my lawyer forgot," or something, and the judge would buy it. Now it's like they don't buy all these. Why didn't you file within a year? So to avoid this 1 year issue, I would file as soon as possible. The most important thing is you have to check off the correct box. All boxes should be checked, all right? And also on the reason for asylum, there's only 5: race, nationality, member of a special group, political opinion, and religion. So you have to check off the correct one. There's also CAT, Convention Against Torture. If you go back, will you be tortured? I normally like to check that just to protect the client, because let's face it, a Convention Against Torture is difficult also, because CAT is not a green. Even if you have one CAT, it's not a green card. It's only a right to stay in America to fight against torture. That normally applies to drug dealers, snitches, because I don't want to go back and people I snitch against would come and kill me, or I'm helping the American military, American spies report some people, and suddenly if I go back, it's a problem. You see, that's a Convention Against Torture. But the 1 year is important. In this case, it's less than 1 year, so you got it. Which means that you file after August 25th, because today is September already. Since you file after 1 year, you should get the green card. Whenever you file, not green card, the work permit, 1 year and you just start applying the 765, which now incurs a fee. Because after October 2nd, all first work permit under asylum, you have to pay a fee now, $500 some. So check the filing fee because they're proposing. We don't know yet because October 2nd is coming up, but I'm pretty sure it's more than what we are paying now. So number one, file asylum. If you file after October 2nd, is another $50. If you file now, is free. Get the work permit after 366 days, which is 1 year, 1 day later. File the 765, apply the fee and 2 pictures and stuff like that, and check the USN. But if you want to lie, these are good cases that you want a lawyer because there are 2 chances to win. Once you file asylum, they give you a receipt notice, then a fingerprint notice, then the interview notice. Right now, under Trump, it's last in and first out, which means that the later you file, the faster you get an interview. I don't mean late, but you have to file within a year. But the new ones get an interview faster than people who file earlier. So last in, first out. So you get a fingerprint notice after 3 weeks to about 12 weeks. Now you get an interview another 2-3 weeks or after 12 weeks. If you win at that time with fingerprint clearance, then it's a A5 work permit instead of C8. You can apply for green card after 1 year. But if you get referred, you're not losing. You only refer to court. Then depends. You live in, where does he live? Atlanta or Memphis or? They didn't say.
It's Atlanta. It's Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay. Then the court is in Atlanta. It used to be Virginia is a circuit ride. So for immigration interview, Virginia sent people to Atlanta for interview. But right now, because of the virus, it's a problem. But Atlanta it's very, very tough judges. But some of the toughest judges got promoted to BIA, even though they still live in Atlanta. But still, Atlanta is tough. When it comes to judges' corps, Chicago are good, San Francisco is good. There's certain places, New York is very good, but then now they're switching up because most people my age that became judges, because we all came in together sort of in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Most of us are retired. Not me, I will never retire, but some judges are retiring. So they're switching. Oh my gosh, I
never do because people will miss you so much. And
oh my gosh,
actually, we are receiving a lot of comments from people that are saying you are the best attorney, and they are sending you blessings and everything.
I could do better. I want to do better. I want to win some more cases. It's important. So it depends on where you live, but there's nothing wrong with moving as long as you're truly moving. Because if you have kids, going to ask where they're going to school. So if your kids are going to school in Atlanta, but then you are living in New York, I mean, what's going on here? So they know we have lied. So these are things, be careful. Maybe I talk too much, but file within that 1 year. Chances are good that you win it if it's a 1 year case.
Yes, that's true. And the phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. Next question comes from Laura. And she says she has been living in the United States for 25 years. So she came in 1995. She has a removal order from 1997. But now she has a son who is 22 years old. Is there a chance for her?
Yes, only if, number one, if she came documented and never left before or after the deportation or removal. Deportation happens before April 97, removal after April 97. So since she used the word removal, I presume the NTA was issued after April 97. Before then, it's OSC. So number one, if she came legally, then she could do a motion to reopen and the son can sponsor and file for her green card. If she came undocumented but have TPS, then the son could still apply for her green card, provided she lives in the 6th Circuit, 9th Circuit, which again is Ohio, Tennessee, Michigan, and California, and Seattle and stuff. If not, then if you have parents who are green card or citizen, or you have siblings who have citizen, apply for parents. Once the parents get green card, then they can give you a 601A. They can be qualifying relative for the 601A and 212. You can leave the country and come back. These are the 3 ways. So if you don't have siblings who are citizen to bring your parents, if you came undocumented, if you don't have DPS, if you don't have 245I, even though if your son is over 21, you could not use the son to get a green card, but it doesn't mean you lose the case. Think of change of country condition. I don't know what country she came from. If it's Mexico, it's different. Maybe your parents have 245I because a lot of Mexican people, their parents got green card through amnestia, which is in 86 to 88. or agricultural or ABC or stuff like that. Those, but then they don't sponsor the kids. But if they sponsor the kids of 245I, you're in play. Then you file the I-130, you file 485 because it's a direct adjustment of status. So there's a lot of exception to the rule. The
Well,
answer is maybe.
yeah. Okay. So, Ms. Wong, another question is a very long question. Hello, my question is as regards the removal of condition from a 2-year green card, basically application for 10 years, and where one is given a 18 months extension. When can one reach out to the immigration? Is it during the 18 months extension or upon expiration of the 18 months expiration?
You can always reach out to immigration. They just don't respond. That's all. I would look at on the web, because in the olden days, victim of crime, S visa, U visa, T visa, 751, especially abuse cases, they don't put on the web. But nowadays, all 751 they put on the web. So check the web. Is probably pending. I would reach out after maybe 9 months one time, after 12 or 13 months one time, and maybe after 17 months one time. But after 18 months, you can always go get a stamp. So you need the receipt. You need to go on the internet and type in, you need a info pass appointment on the USCIS. Once you get into USCIS, go to your city, ask for info pass, give them an A number, and they'll give you the date. You just go in there. But now the new thing came in just maybe a year, 2 years ago. You have to call them now. And if they're lucky, you get them on the phone. If not, they do call you back. 100% they call you back, but you have to watch your phone. Sometimes they call you back after 3 days. Sometimes they call you back at night after 4 days. So I'm like, and sometimes the phone number is unknown. So normally we don't pick up unknown numbers. It turns out it's immigration. You missed a call, you missed it. So pick up every call once you left them a voicemail. But that's a new thing now. You're supposed to call them.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And we have a lot of questions coming in. So just reminding you, you can call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and it doesn't matter what city you are in. Ms. Wong will answer your question. So hello, my sister sponsored her husband in Pakistan, and they received an approval letter. When will he get the appointment date?
Pakistan is a hard country because even though it's right next to India, people in America treat Pakistanis as very difficult. So when she say she got the approval, that's only the I-130 approval. Bear in mind, anytime you do a fiancé visa, which is an I-129 or husband and wife case or sibling case, they're all I-130s, it's always approved because American immigration knows by the time you go to India, Pakistan, China for interview, they're very tough. So I don't know when they got the approval. Plan on 3 to 4 months, especially after the virus. You should get the National Visa Center to file creation. You go on the internet, you do the file creation, pay them the money. Don't ask questions, all right? Especially if the husband have a child. Also bring the child. Then you need another I-130. Don't give up on the child. And make sure if he was divorced and he have a child, write it on the DS-260 because I have a lot of clients that are ashamed, especially for us Asians. We're ashamed to tell people we're divorced. We're ashamed to tell people I have an affair and I had a child. There's nothing to be ashamed of because in America, people have affairs all the time. All right. So make sure you double check with husband. Do you have any illegitimate child and stuff? And also in most Arabic countries, you're not supposed to sleep with someone until you're married. That's why there's so many divorces, so many married because you can. So whenever you go on an interview with maybe a American wife and an Arabic husband, when the immigration separate both of them, they ask the American wife, oh, when's the first time you date? When did you meet him? Did you ever sleep over? And the woman would say yes. The husband would invariably say no because they're embarrassed. They're Muslim. They cannot sleep with someone. It's really embarrassing. So these are little things culturally you have to be worried. But in this case, I will wait for 3 or 4 months. National Visa Center should send it out. If not, call National. They're nice. They will. Sometimes you sit in there, wait for an hour, put on your loudspeaker, keep doing your work. That's what I do. So once you get the fee bill, you do the file creation, you pay it. The interview will come for another 3 or 4 months. And if not, keep following up. They're nice. Both National Visa Center is very nice because it's a subcontractor. They don't really work for the government. They're like subcontractors, a private business. But Pakistan American embassy is not nice, and because of the fighting and stuff, it's difficult. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that tough situations everywhere, Miss Wong, and we are lucky
It's
that we
hard.
are here.
That's right. I thank God every morning. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, so nice.
yeah. So the next
A good
question
bed.
is,
Yeah. Sorry.
um, how long do the papers take when a green card holder sponsor her married son? I have my green card 7 years now.
No, you cannot sponsor a married son until you're married. So if you filed the I-130 already for your green card son, either tell him not to get married until he came, but I presume he already married because normally it takes only about 4.5 to 5 years for a green card to sponsor a green card son. But if he wants to get married, tell him not to. He can always have illegitimate children, but don't get married until you become a citizen. Then they marry. Then your case can go to the new priority date. And if not, you have to do a new priority date. You see?
Yeah, that's good. And another question, just reminding the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and the WhatsApp number, just send a text or a voice note, voicemail, and we will hear it and respond to you. It's 678-650-1248. That's the WhatsApp number. You can see it there in the screen. And just send us a text and we will be happy to answer your question. So this next question is very, very long, Ms. Wong. I received my waiver in the United States. I had to travel to my appointment, to my hearing in Dominican Republic in November. I was missing a document that they were requesting from me. I deposited, and my case has been pending and is in an administrative wait. So, what can I do in regards to push that case?
So I presume the question is I had my IB interview visa call last November. They needed one more thing. I gave it to them. So how long do I have to wait? Those are good cases. Whatever you give, make sure it's certified copy or actually the original, because an original is not as important as coming to America. So I presume you gave it to them and the virus started. I would keep pushing them because it depends on who is sponsoring you, like a sister, brother, husband, wife. Husband and wife, they probably will start. But sister brother, they won't give you another visa stamp until December. So it depends on who's a petitioning employer or family member or stuff like that. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
before we dismiss Ms. Wong, I want to show some of the comments that people have been doing. And so this one is saying, "Hello, Margaret, and everyone from Mississippi. Thank you for all your helpful information to assist my sponsored immigrant families." And this is another comment. "Good evening, Miss Wong and Juan," and sending a lot of flowers and little hearts. So people love you, Miss Wong. They are happy that we have you. And well, this last question before we dismiss is, I have been waiting for my documents in Mexico. I applied for an O visa and I've been here since April last year. I went to my interview, I did everything, and they say that I just need to wait. I'm desperate because I am paying my bills in the United States. I'm stuck in Mexico, and I am not from Mexico. I am from Venezuela. What can I do? Is there a phone number that I can call or something I can do?
I think there's something wrong because O visa is a very sexy, prestigious, high level visa. It's only reserved to 1 to 5% of the population, especially for Venezuelans, because most people leave America for America from Venezuela, the upper middle class. They're always like doctors and very lawyers and very high level people. They're really forced to flee. So I think they're investigating this case. You may need maybe a good lawyer or go to a congressional office and check into it because they will only tell you it's administrative processing. But check out the situation. Depends on what's the salary, what's the job title, what's the job description. O visa, normally they approve very fast. especially from countries like Mexico, because they don't get that many O's. And I wonder why he's Venezuelan. Why didn't he go to Colombia or somewhere to get a visa? Why? Oh, so he's probably here. Or if he was here, we like to go to Canada, Toronto, or Mexico, but Toronto is not that nice. Montreal is not also that nice. The nicest is Vancouver. So these are American embassies that they're going to kill me because I work with all of them. So I wonder why he goes to Mexico and he's Venezuelan. And this question I think he had asked before, but today is the first time he told us he's Venezuela. So I would check out the past work experience letter. I would check out all the honors and awards because there are a lot of phony, but not from Venezuela. Because Venezuelans are they're honest about their accomplishments. So something went wrong.
Okay, yeah. Well, you can call Miss Wong even from Mexico. The phone number is 216-279-3984, and she will be happy to help you with your case. So this last comment is, you're such a knowledgeable lawyer that knows what she is doing. You are the best, ma'am. This is Oladapo, Jennifer's husband in Parma, Ohio.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Wong. So, Ms. Wong, is there anything else that you want to add today for the people that are watching us in this show?
Yes, I just want to remind everybody it's a hard time. It's a very, very bad time. TPS, parole, no longer adjustment of status. A lot of these TPS, they're denying. Even in our own law firm, I've seen a lot of RFPs, rejections, requests for additional information, noise. Not rejection means that something went wrong. They're not going to take out money. And that's terrible because I can always refile within 2 hours. But sometimes you have a deadline. So because of the virus, USCIS give you 30 days. That's at 60 days. But sometimes you don't, it's important for people's lives. If you file that work permit one day is one day at bats, So now they're rejecting, they're getting annoyed, they're getting RFBs, even any approvals. In the olden days, it's like automatic. Our type of law firms, of course, I'm a good intaker, I'm a good strategist. So we have good people working the case. So it's like you expect like 100 cases go in, 99.9% should be approved. Now it's like, oh my gosh, I have to check why RFB. And sometimes my paralegals, my lawyers come and see us and say, hey, MWW, what do you think of this? Why do they reject them? Like, we did everything right. So now, and we don't want to tell them they're wrong, then they really reject again. So we have to be very nice and say, hey, but this and this and this. It's like a lot of times they only take money order they take, but checks, it has to be not less than 6 months. But now even 1 month, because they hire so many new people and they're not experienced, I don't pay them as much as the olden days because these are subcontractors. So things are getting harder and harder. Same with all lawyers, same with all aliens, same with all paralegals. Focus, remain blessed, thank the Lord, thank God, no, I'm a lawyer, I'm not supposed to talk about God, but just don't forget who we are, why we come to America, why we want to come to America, and we keep fighting. We just have to keep at it. They reject, you refile. They RFP, you respond, and don't miss your priority date. And they deny, you go back and refile it and appeal it and pay the money. They increase the fee, we pay. So just keep doing it. What else can we do, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
true.
good.
And thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for inspiring everyone. And so we will meet next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. in the Spanish Facebook page. And on Thursday, we will be back here at 12:30 Eastern Time in the English Facebook with Ms. Margaret W. Wong, who has been working in the immigration field for over 40 years. So thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for your time and for your knowledge. And see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.